Hello and welcome to Her Online Business Podcast, the podcast for aspiring and experienced female web entrepreneurs. I am Adama, your host, and here you will find digital marketing tips for building your online business, interviews from inspiring female entrepreneurs from all over the world, lessons and mistakes from my experience in entrepreneurship, and much more. I am passionate about helping other women live their dream life thanks to an online business that matches their passion and serves their purpose. So let's hang out, have fun, and grow together. Is it possible to be an introvert, empath, and an online entrepreneur? That is the question that I want us to address today. So welcome back to Her Online Business Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And so that's a question that I personally wanted to address today because I am an introvert, an empath, and as you know as well, I have my own business. And so I want to tell you how it is like to be an introvert and an empath and how it is affecting my business in a positive way. And also give you tips if that is your case, or if you have a personality type that, according to people, is not suitable with having a business and being an entrepreneur. I want to help you actually use your difference as an advantage. So let's start with the simple definitions of what is an introvert, an empath, and what is the difference with being an extrovert. So what is an introvert? So as people, we all have an inner world and an external world. And when you are an introvert, it just means that you are more turned towards your inner world. So as an introvert, for instance, I enjoy my own company. I prefer small groups instead of big crowded events. And so when we do interact with people, most of the time, we need a couple of hours or days to recharge and to actually get back to our normal level of energy. So when you are an introvert, going out of your comfort zone, talking with people and interacting with people in general takes a lot of energy out of you. So that's why you need more time to recharge compared to someone who is extroverted, for instance. So what I want to say here is that an introvert is not necessarily someone who is shy, even if it may be correlated. It was my case, for instance. It doesn't also mean that we don't like people. We just like people with moderation, because since it takes a lot of energy out of us and we also enjoy our own company, we need the right balance, and every introvert is different. So each person has to find their balance between socializing, which is something that we always do as human beings, and being on your own and doing something for yourself only. So in comparison with someone with an extrovert who might need to be surrounded with people, and usually extroverts are more talkative, as introvert, we do not necessarily need to be surrounded all the time. And so I'm not only an introvert, I am also an empath, and every introvert is not necessarily an empath too. But when you are an empath, it means that you can imagine a sponge that absorbs whatever is happening around it. So all the energies, good or bad, which means that as an empath, you can easily connect with someone else's emotions and feelings and understand them better than most people, which sometimes can be challenging because it also means that sometimes you can mix someone else's emotions with your own. So basically, if you have people around you that are always mad, you may tend to be mad as well. And on the opposite side, if you are surrounded with optimistic and happy people, then their energy is going to be contagious to you as well. So that's why as an empath, you have to be very aware of the energies that are around you, because that's something that affects your mood and affect your action directly. And so now that you have the definitions in mind, I want to tell you how these two characteristics, so being an introvert and an empath, are affecting my business in a positive way. So first of all, being an empath allowed me to identify my ideal client needs and connect with their struggles and challenges easily. So when I started my business, the first thing I did was a market research and talking with women who looked like my ideal client just to understand what their needs are and how I could help them, right? And so the fact that I'm an empath, I believe, really helped me connect with their struggle. And then I was able to identify the services that I could offer them. And that's how I've been able to sign my first clients within a couple of weeks, even if I didn't have any portfolio or any huge following on social media. The second thing is that since I'm more turned toward my inner world, I like reading, I like brainstorming new ideas, and it really helped me unlock my creative part and come up with content, concepts, and ideas for my business. So that's a great thing about being an introvert, is that you are more connected to yourself, I believe, and you like doing activities that help you connect with yourself, connect with your values, and so on. And sometimes you need some quiet to actually have breakthrough, especially in your business, because it is important to actually take the time to assess what is working in your business, also take a step back and see where you want to go next. And that's something you can only do if you actually are connected with yourself and if you are able to spend time on your own just to identify where you should go next. And so as an introvert, I believe that that's one of my strengths, is that I can take a step back, take some time off if I need to, just to identify where I'm going next, and then take some big steps towards the growth that I want to achieve in my business. Another thing that has affected my business in a positive way is that since as an introvert, I'm not very talkative, it means that I choose my word wisely. I prefer a few words, but which are accurate to the situation, because I don't like to beat around the bush. So as an introvert, I am rather the direct type. I'm frank so that I can save time and I will not have to repeat myself. And I always make sure that the words I'm using are the words that my ideal clients would use, and simple words that everybody can understand. Even if I'm someone who comes from a marketing background and I use sometimes all these acronyms and marketing vocabulary, I always make sure that these words are understandable. And if I ever use a technical word, I make sure that I always give a definition so that people understand what I'm saying. So yes, that's a big asset, because sometimes if you are, you have some skills and you are very talented and you are passionate about what you do, you may be the only one who understands actually the word that you are using. So that's why it's important to make sure that someone who is not from your field, who never heard about your job and your services before, can easily understand what you do and how you can help them. That is crucial for any kind of business. And last but not least, in terms of interaction, I always prefer meaningful interaction, which is great because I've connected with wonderful and talented women from all over the world. And I have this ability to recognize people that I can learn something from, and vice versa. And so since as introverts, most of the time you like, having very few people around you, you select these people with a lot of, you are picky about the people you select, because as I told you before, interacting with people takes a lot of energy out of you. So you don't want to waste this energy and time of yours, right? So that's why you are picky about the people that you connect with. And personally, that allowed me to have wonderful online connections with people I've never met in real life, but I feel like we have so much in common. And that has been great for my business. That has been great for my podcast. That's how I've been able to offer you interviews from successful businesswomen from different countries, different backgrounds. And I'm very grateful for that. And so I believe that this kind of social intelligence is very important. It's crucial because I don't really believe in the concept of self-made entrepreneur, because your success is always linked to the connection you made, to the people you've met, and to the opportunities you were able to seize. And without this kind of social intelligence, and if you stay in your own bubble, you will never be able to actually reach people, right? So that's why you have to be open to meeting people and seeking help in the areas that you are lacking. And so, yes, that has worked wonders in my business. And so I hope that makes sense to you. I really wanted to bring some light on the term introvert and empath, because you probably heard about it before, but you don't really know what it means. And it's kind of different to use that as a way to actually grow your business in an authentic way and so on. So that's why it was important for me to talk about this. Let me know if it makes sense to you. Was it what you actually expected from being an introvert and an empath? Are you an introvert or an empath yourself? And how is it helping you in your career and business? I'm curious to know also your own insights. So feel free to comment in the show notes. And even if you are not an introvert or an empath, but you have, a personality type that people would not see as someone who can be an entrepreneur, someone who can be a team leader, or any kind of, role with responsibility, I want you to know that there is no barrier to the things that you want in life. You can achieve whatever you want if you work hard for it. And so I want to give you tips. If you have a personality type that is different from what you see online, for instance, if you see that people are like very talkative, very extroverted in a field that you are interested in, and you are the opposite, you are someone who is quiet, you are someone who is an introvert, you feel sometimes awkward and so on, I want you to know that you should use that as your advantage. And I'm going to give you tips to help you do that. First of all, it is important for you to set clear boundaries, especially if you are an empath, because as I said, you absorb energies like a sponge. So it's important for you to set clear boundaries. And for any kind of business actually that you want to build and any kind of personality that you have, it is important for you to not be a people pleaser. So when I talk about boundaries, I mean with your clients, it is important that you tell them when they can reach you, when are you not working, if you don't work on Wednesdays or during the weekend, you should say that up front and stick to your rules. So if they try to reach you during the weekend, then you answer only on Monday and tell them, sorry, I don't work during the weekend, so I just saw your message now and I'm responding to your message now, right? Don't make any exceptions to the boundaries and to the things that are non-negotiables to you, right? The second tip I'm gonna give you is to disconnect from social media from time to time. It is super, super important because we are all in various ways influenced by what we see on social media, by, this picture perfect life that we see sometimes. And even if we don't realize it, it has an influence and an impact on. And so it is completely human to compare yourself to other successful entrepreneurs or people who have a lifestyle that you want to have for yourself and feel like you are not moving fast enough, right? So that's why it is important to disconnect from social media. Even if you are not an introvert, take time for yourself. Learn how to enjoy to be on your own and enjoy your company because you are great, right? And so you should be able to enjoy being on your own as well. My third tip is to only use strategies that are aligned with your personality and your values. For instance, I already talked about this. I don't do cold emailing or cold DMing. I let potential clients reach out to me if they want to learn more about my services, but it is not aligned with my personality to reach people with cold DMs and so on. It may work well for some people, right? And it may work well for you. And if that is the case, go for it. But if you have a marketing guru, for instance, who tells you that to build your business, you have to do XYZ. And if you don't do XYZ, you will not be successful. Then you should definitely not listen to that because that is not true. And you should always find the things that are working for you. And once you found the strategy that works for you, own it. Don't change it just because you have the FOMO, so the fear of missing out, or because you hear that there's something amazing that just came out and that works wonder to sign new clients and so on. Only use what works for you. And so finally, to answer our question, which was, is it possible to be an introvert, empath, and an online entrepreneur? You guessed that yes, the answer is obviously definitely yes. And I want you to know that whatever you are, you should use what makes you unique to build your business. And so I hear a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs say that they don't know how to stand out, that their market is already too saturated and so on. And an easy way for you to stand out from the crowd is to actually own your uniqueness, own your quirkiness if you're quirky, own whatever you think makes you weird or awkward because that's who you are, right? And people who have the same kind of humor or awkwardness will connect with you, and you will see that building your business is much more fun that way when you can be yourself. And so if you are a new entrepreneur, or if you launched your business a while ago, but you feel stuck right now, I have a gift for you. And so I've combined in my ultimate guide for new freelancers and service providers all the tools and processes that I've used to launch my business, and also the things that I've learned from my years working in marketing and business development for companies, right? So in this guide, you will find my recommendations for budget-friendly and very easy to use tools and softwares for your service-based business so that you don't have to search on the internet to know what are the best tools that you can use right now to manage your business. You will find a fillable business goals workbook and a weekly schedule in order for you to write down your income goals and be able to achieve them, and also focusing on your income generating activities and manage your time and schedule accordingly, especially if you are still working a 9 to 5, which was my case when I launched my business. And if social media marketing is not your thing, you will also find 7 days of social media content ideas to adapt to your niche so that you can just use the categories that I'm going to talk about in the guide and basically tweak them and reuse them all the time, because the power of content marketing is that you don't have to create something new all the time. You can also repurpose and use the same categories of content that will allow you to create engagement. I've also included my 4-day plug and play welcome email sequence for your new subscribers, because building an email list is key to growing your business. And that's something I'm going to talk about very soon on the podcast. And so from the start, you should think about building your email list, especially when you don't have followers yet and that you are just starting on social media. And finally, because signing your clients is just the beginning of a new relationship, you should know how to onboard your clients effectively so that the relationship goes smoothly, and provide them with the best experience that you can so that they will give you amazing testimonials at the end and come back to you if they have similar projects or someone who need a referral. So I've included my 7 steps client onboarding process, which is something I've learned from working for international companies and startups. And even if I worked in different fields, the onboarding process was always the same. And usually that's something that, digital marketing agencies don't share, how they onboard their clients and so on. And that's something I wanted to include in this guide, because signing clients is great, but it's actually not the most difficult part, because signing clients is great, but then you should make sure that you deliver the best services and experience so that they will come back to you, right? And so I've decided to make this guide very affordable for only a few days. So you can grab it now for a limited time. So there's a promotion code and you will find it in the show notes. Available only until the 28th of February. So definitely grab it now, because I'm going to raise the price after the 28th. And so this guide is for you if you are an aspiring freelancer or service provider who doesn't know where to start. It is for you if you already started your business, but you don't have any system to welcome your new subscribers or onboard your clients. And it is for you if you want to know what are the best free and affordable tools to manage your online business, even if you are still working a 9-to-5, so that you don't end up being burnt out or overwhelmed. So yes, that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you will enjoy my guide, because I poured so much value into it, and I'm very proud about the result, and I'm sure that it's going to help so many people. And so if you have any questions regarding the guide or how you can use your specific personality type to grow your business and also enjoy the process, let me know. I'm always only one DM away, and I always enjoy talking with you and learning about your own experiences. So do not hesitate to contact me. And yes, I will see you in the next one, and I wish you a nice week. That's already the end of the episode. Thanks a lot for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then give me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Google Play. Share this episode with your friends and comment to let me know that you like this kind of subject. Also, if you want to hang out with me, follow me on Instagram at ah.diallo, where I share more of my entrepreneurial journey and my services. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to get notified when a new episode comes out. Until then, I wish you a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.